Here is my first representation of an interaction between an American and a Brit. It's a philosophical, well, it's not my first representation, because I had the extra one that I thought of this morning in the hotel that I've already given you. But that wasn't a philosophical one, so it doesn't count. Here's the philosophical one. Oh, well, ladies and gentlemen, we're very happy to have with us here this afternoon, here at the University of Nebraska, Dr. Neville. Actually, I don't have a doctorate. Actually, there's no need to. You could just call me Neville. I mean, you could call me Neville Shandwell. There's absolutely no need to affix a prefix. Oh, sorry. Neville Shandwell, who's going to be reading a paper which is entitled Dyadic Sets. Thank you very much. It's a great pleasure, insofar as I'm capable of pleasure, which is, so to speak, neither not at all nor sufficiently. That said, and indeed within the constraints of what was just said, it's a great pleasure to be here at the University of Arkansas. Actually, it's Nebraska. It's a great pleasure to be wherever I happen to be. Now, as Simon very kindly said in introducing me, one might even say in the course of introducing me, I'm going to read a paper called Dyadic Sets. And I shall mean by a dyadic set, that is by the phrase dyadic set, a set with two and only two members. So that every time I say dyadic set, you can think set with two and only two members. But also I shall use the phrase set itself, set with two and only two members. The reason why I'll vary it, sometimes calling it a dyadic set, sometimes a set with two and only two members, is to avoid monotony. Now, the first point which I'd like to make about any such set, and this is not a point about sets generally, but just about the particular type of set or sort of set that I mentioned, that is dyadic sets. The first point that I'd like to make about any such set is that if we take a member of that set, either one, whichever one we prefer or disprefer, we can say of it, that member, the one we took, that it, the member, is not the only member of the set in question, but that there is, over and above that member, another member belonging to the very same set. And it is indeed in virtue of the membership of that other member in the set that it, the set, qualifies as a dyadic set. Oh, now, wait a minute. I mean, this is just beginning to drive me nuts. I mean, I know it's not polite. You're a visiting speaker. Not only is it not polite, it's actually impolite. No, okay, it's impolite, it's rude. I mean, I've been sitting here, I just can't stand it. I mean, what you said about classes is just so trivial that, I mean, I didn't say anything about classes. I did offer some remarks about sets. Sets, classes, what's the difference? I think it can be very dangerous to suppose that if someone says certain things about sets, or even, as I did, not about sets quite generally, but about dyadic sets, I think it can be quite dangerous to suppose that what he's saying about sets is something that he would be willing to say about classes, since although there are very few, there are some philosophers who use the words set and class non-synonymously. Oh my God, I mean, there's an elaboration. Now, it is true that as I use the terms set and class, they're synonymous. Therefore, anything which I say about sets is something that I would be prepared to say about classes. Nevertheless, I didn't actually say anything about, oh my God, I mean, this is, you know, I think the onus is on you to show that this is going to lead to something interesting. Well, I think the onus is on you to show that it's not going to lead to anything. No, I think the onus is on you. No, I think... Wait a moment. Were you at the last meeting of the American Philosophical Association Western Division? No, I'm afraid I couldn't make it. I had some difficulty with the roof at the time, and I had to stay in Britain. Well, we adopted a principle about who should bear the onus in a discussion. It's the principle on the bearing of honora in discussions. And it depends on your recent track record. Now, I have borne the onus in every debate that I've had in philosophy all year, and there have been 6. So unless you can... Yes, Professor Schwarzstein? Well, that only applies to U.S. nationals. Okay. Right, well, I think that's where it ends, isn't it, Derek? Yeah, that's where it ends, yeah.